Hi friends, a very warm welcome to each and everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Today we are going to make this beautiful cupcake purse. Okay, so I'm going to teach you each and every detail, how to make it, how to add the button, and this is how it looks. It's very nice and very easy to make and it is very cute and a great one for anyone of any age. So for making this, I use this DK yarn. You can use cotton or any yarn, whichever you like. Okay, I use 3 lightweight DK yarn. The blue color is sea blue, and for the cup part I use the gold. Okay, same yarn. You can use whichever yarn you like. You'll need one button big enough, or you can use any size you have. You will need 6 stitch markers, very important. The hook which I used is 3.5 mm. You'll need measuring tape so that if you're using different yarn, you can go with the measurements. Scissor and yarn needle. And that's all. And we are good to go. So with all these things ready, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with the brown color for the cup. Okay. Now we're going to start by making a slip knot, placing it on the hook, and then I'm going to chain 20 plus 1, 21. Okay. Now once you have your 21 chain, you're going to turn your work, and we're going to work in the back hump only. So in the second chain from the hook, the second chain, we are going to go in the back hump and make our first single crochet. Okay, single crochet in the next and all the way till the end. So you'll have 20 single crochet at the end of this row. Now here I finished the row 1. Now we are going to go for the row 2. So chain 1, then turn your work. Okay, now for row 2 we are going to do increase at the start and at the end. Okay, so 1 stitch at the start we are going to do increase, so we are going to put 2 single crochet in that, 1 and 2. Now I'm going to mark this row over here so that I know this is my increased row. Okay, and then we are going to single crochet in 18 stitches. Okay, rest, and then last stitch will be an increased stitch where we'll put 2 single crochet in that. So here I have put 2 single crochet at the last. Okay, at the start and at the last it is 2 single crochet in 1 stitch, and rest is 1 single crochet in each. Now for the third row we are going to chain 1, turn our work, and we are just going to put 1 single crochet in each. So just 1 row of single crochet. So at the end of row 3 you should have 22 single crochet. Okay, now chain 1. Now we are going to do fourth row. So in fourth row is an increase row. Okay, so we are going to do 2 single crochet at the start and 2 single crochet at the end. Okay, rest stitches will be just 1 single crochet in each. I'm going to mark my increase row here. This is my second increase row. So here I finished my 4th row and I have done my increase at the last. I have 2 single crochet in that. Okay, now chain 1 and turn. Now here's the thing, so we are at the 2nd row of increase, so now we will put 2 rows of simple single crochet. Okay, 2 rows of just single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so here is I have finished 2 rows of simple single crochet after the increase row. Now we have our 3rd increase. Now it is our 3rd increase row. Chain 1 and turn. Now we are going to increase at the start and at the end, and middle stitches will be just 1 single crochet in each. So at the start we do 2 single crochet in each. I'm going to mark my stitch increase row here. This is the 3rd stitch marker here. So here we go, we put 1 single crochet in each of the middle stitches, and at the end the last stitch will have 2 single crochet. Okay, so here I finished my increased row. So now it is the 3rd stitch marker, so that means we are going to put now 3 rows of simple single crochet. So this is how you're going to do, and you're going to use all your 6 stitch markers. Okay, so when you have your 6 stitch marker, you will have, after the increase row, you'll have 6 rows of single crochet. Okay, that's where you're going to stop, and you're going to meet me back here, and then we will do the next part. Okay, so the stitch markers tell us that how many rows of single crochet I have to do after the increase row. So this is the 3rd stitch marker, so 3rd increase row I have to do 3 rows of single crochet. After the 4th stitch marker, 4th increase, it will be 4 rows of single crochet. Then after the 5th, 5 rows of single crochet, and after the 6th, 6 rows of it. Okay, now if you have any problem with this, you can ask me and I will explain you more detailed way. Okay, so here I'm putting my 3 rows of single crochet. Okay, so I will meet you once I finish mine. Okay. Okay, so here I have finished my work. So you see here we started, these are the 2 stitch markers, this side you get 2, this side you get 2. So altogether all the 6 stitch markers are used. Okay, and this is the final result. So let's see how much tall we did get. It's 5 inches almost. If you get the stretch, it is 5 inches tall, and here at the top it's 5.5 inches, and at the bottom at the start it is 4 inches. So you see we have went from 4 inches to 5.5 inches. Okay, wide. So now you're going to do the same thing and make another panel. Okay, so this is the first panel, and I made my second panel exactly the same. Okay, so here's my another panel. Okay, so the stitch markers helps us to tell how we did, and we can do easily our next panel. Okay, so here I'm going to remove the stitch marker. Now first one panel you're going to cut off the yarn. For the next one you're just going to keep the yarn, and we are going to use it for joining. We are going to join the two panels right away. Okay, so this is the back side of the first row. So I'm going to check for my first row here. This is the front side and here's the back side. So I'm going to place both the back sides facing each other. Okay, both the start points are opposite here, and then I'm going to take my work over here, and now you can join whichever way you like. Okay, so I'm going to join with, so wait, I'm going to put it in this behind. Okay, we are going to keep it in front, and then we can flip it if you want. Still the ends are opposite. Okay, but I have brought my working one in front here. Okay, so now we are going to go at the end of the first row here. Okay, and then the end of the first row over here other side, grab the yarn and slip stitch. Okay, go to the next end of the row and both the side and grab the yarn and make a slip stitch in this way. So we are going at the end of each row from one panel and other panel. Okay, and making slip stitch. Try to make looser one, not very tight. Okay, now if you want you can do single crochet, no problem at all. Okay, totally up to you. So let's do the slip stitching all the way till the end over here. Okay, and I will show you how we are going to go about the next part. So here I have reached at the bottom, and this is the starting chain I have this side and here remaining. So we are going to go in that starting chain. Okay, at the bottom here and at the bottom here, and make a slip stitch. Okay, now we are going to turn our work and go into the next one here and over here. Okay, this we are going to weave in later on. So we are just going to make slip stitch in this way, just going in each stitch all the way around. Okay, so we are making a slip stitch in each stitch, even at the starting chain of both the panels. Then this way you're just going to do slip stitch, okay, till you reach the other side over here at the top. Okay, at the corner you will do one slip stitch here and then go upward, putting end of the row one slip stitch. Okay, and I will see you at the end here. So here I reached the end. Okay, I'm just going to chain one and snip the yarn. Okay, and that's all done. Cinch the yarn. Okay, pull it out, and that's done for the cup area. Okay, so now here is a very nice piece. Okay, so now we are going to make the cake area, the up part, and I will weave in the ends later on once everything is done. So we are going to keep this separate and grab our cake color, whichever color you like. So mine, I'm going to use this blue color. Okay, you can use whichever color you like. So we are going to start by making a center circle. You can chain 5 and make the circle also if you like. We are going to start by chain 2, and now we are going to put 7 double crochet in this circle. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 'Once you have your 7 double crochet, you're going to pull the yarn to close the circle. Okay, that's, we are not going to join, we need this half circle. Okay, now we're going to chain 2. This is the first double crochet for the side. So this chain 2 counts as the first double crochet over here. Okay, and this double crochet or the chain 2 is just for making the edges straight. Okay, they're not counted in the count of the stitches. Like, now we're going to go in the second stitch here and put 2 double crochet, 2 double crochet in the next, 2 double crochet in the next. This is our third stitch. Then fourth, we'll put 2 double crochet, fifth, two double crochet, and sixth, 2 double crochet. Okay, so we have the 6 stitches as the main stitches we are working. Okay, and this last double crochet and the chain 2 here are only for the straight edges. So in this chain 2, I'm just going to put 1 double crochet at the end. So this will always continue for each and every row. So we are going to start the row by chaining 2. We are on the 3rd row. Turn our work. Now that is already worked, we are going to go in the next stitch, put 1 double crochet, and then increase in the next, put 2 double crochet, then 1 and 2, 1, and next one is 2. So this is what we are going to do all the way till the end, and in this chain 2 here at last we are just going to put 1 double crochet. Okay, so 1. Okay, so here I finished my round. Okay, so we are 1 to 3rd round. Now let's do the 4th round. We always start with chain 2, turn over, go in the next stitch and put 1 double crochet, next 1 double crochet, and in the next becomes the increase. So 2 double crochet in 1 stitch. So now the pattern is 2 2 2. So you will have longer sound of 2 because we have 2 double crochet in 2 different stitches. A smaller sound of 2, that is 2 double crochet in 1 stitch. I hope it helps. Just the way to keep the count. So here I finished my round. Don't forget to put your last double crochet on top of chain 2. Okay, we always start our work with a chain 2, turn our work, Now we skip this first stitch and go into the next, and for this round it will be 3 and 2, 3 double crochet in 3 different stitches, then 2 double crochet in 1 stitch. Okay, all the way around. Okay, so here I finish my round of 3 and 2. Okay, now you should remember your last stitch is a double crochet, and before that it is always a 2 double crochet in 1 stitch. That's an increase. So let's start our next round by chain 2, going to the next stitch, and now it is 4 and then 2. So 4 double crochet in 4 different stitches, and then increase, that is 2 double crochet in 1. So here are 4. Okay, now 2, 1 and 2. So 4 and 2. Okay, all the way round. Okay, so here I finish my 6th round. Now we are going to go for the last round, that is 7th round. So we are going to chain 2, and now it will be 5, 2. Okay, we skip this first stitch, go into the next, and 5 double crochet in 5 different stitches, and then an increase, that is 2 double crochet in 1 stitch. Okay, for this whole round. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 2, 5, 2, 5, 2. Okay, okay, so here I have finished my half. Okay, so I'm just going to measure it whether it is fitting. So you see, it is at this edge, it is nicely covering both the edges, so that's a perfect fit for me. Okay, so now what we are going to do is add some ruffle over here. So after you finish your row, you're going to chain 1, okay, and single crochet in the bottom of that same stitch here, single crochet over there in that stitch. Now this chain 2 or the last double crochet you did here, the post is there or the space is there, in that you're going to put 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and you're going to go end of the next row and make a single crochet. Okay, now you're going to go end of the next row here and put 5 double crochet. So we are using the chain 2 and the double crochet which we did at the last, okay, for working on our shell. 2, 5. The next row, single crochet, next end of the next row is 5 double crochet. Once you finish here, okay, this is the last shell I put, and here is the last rows chain 2 space. In that I'm just going to put 1 single crochet, okay, and that ends the row. So this is here and this is how it will be. Isn't it cute already, right? Okay, so now we do the next part. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to go for a slip stitch round. We are going to start from here and slip stitch all the way till here, but I want to make a loop for my button to put. So I'm just going to grab a place at the center where I want my button loop to be, over here. And now I will go in the first double crochet here on top and make my first slip stitch here, then go in the next and slip stitch all the way till you reach the stitch marker. Okay, now you can decide to put a snap button if you want. If you don't like using buttons and the loop, you can decide whatever way you want. Now when you reach at the stitch marker, I'm going to remove that stitch marker. Okay, slip stitch in that place. Now I'm going to chain 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, come back in the same place and slip stitch to join. Okay, and there I have my button loop. Okay, now if you want bigger, you can always chain more. Okay, and then we continue slip stitching all the way till the end. So here is the last stitch I made, slip stitch. I'm going to chain one and pull the yarn high and just snip the yarn. Okay, and that's done. Cinch it tight, and we have our first cake part. Okay, so you're going to make exactly the second one. Okay, you're just going to follow the same way at the start all the way till the end, and you're just not going to make the loop. Okay, so this will be for the back side, and here is the one which will be for the front side. Okay, so once you finish your both the side, okay, now we are going to attach them first. So I have my yarn over here, so I had left from that one ball which was there, so I had extra yarn, so I just left it like that. Or you can just attach a new yarn over here, and we are going to hold it in this way and go for about 1 2 3 4 5 6 stitches. Okay, we are just going to weave here this stitch here and this stitch here. So you can decide, either you can do single crochet or just weave in this way. Okay, we are just stitching the slip stitches over here. So the slip stitch is over here, you can see, and the top part of the stitch of the actual row double crochet, that is what I'm using for sewing. Okay, so I have done 3 stitches, so I have done 1 2 3 double crochet. Now 4th double crochet on top, I will just go grab that weave of this side and other side and weave. Okay, then 5th one on top here, top over there, so you can see the V is down here and we are just grabbing the top part. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So now that will be the opening here. Okay, so 8 stitches I have done over here. I will just finish it off and weave the ends here. Okay, just go inside over here. Okay, so that's the stitching. We are going to do the same at the other side. Now if you're taking a new yarn like me, a new strand of yarn, make a slip knot, and we are going to join over here after the shell stitch where this first double crochet is there, that top double crochet there, and top double crochet over there. So here I finish weaving in, and this the opening part here. Okay, now we are just going to go and weave in all the ends. Okay, and I'll be right back here. So okay, here our both the parts are ready, and now we are just going to join them. So I'm just going to go and put it in this way, but make sure that your slip stitch area is in the front, and the place where the loop is there will be behind. Okay, so we are just going to keep it in this way, placing it inside, and now we are going to do is weave. Okay, so we are going to start by weaving in here, and we are going to go all the way round. Okay, now you can use sewing needle and thread and weave here. Okay, I'm just going to take my regular yarn needle and yarn. Okay, and I'm just going to go in this place here and start weaving in. Here I'm going to make a slip knot, pass my needle through it so that it gets secure. Okay, and then just grabbing a post here, and then I'm going to go in this first row, end of the first row, and just grabbing the post over here, and in this way we are going to weave in the whole area, and you can adjust it accordingly. Okay, if you want you can use the glue gun also and just stick it with glue gun, but I find weaving in is much better. Okay friends, here I have finished sewing. Okay, here's the purse. Okay, so now we are going to do the handle part. Now for the handle, you can choose whichever color you want. I'm going to use the blue color only because it goes with the uh, cake part. Okay, so just going to make a slip knot. Okay, I'm going to go over here at the one end, just going to grab the slip stitch part over here, place my yarn over there, pull it through, and now we are going to chain 80 for really small kids up to 7 to 8 years. Yeah, maybe up till 10 also. You can just decide how big your strap you want. So I'm going to chain 100 chains. Okay, and if I do anything more or less, I will let you know. So here go 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I have chain. I just added 30 more, so I have 130 chain. Okay, now I'm going to take my purse over here. Okay, and the same side I joined the back side of the this panel, so I'm going to join my yarn over here in the back panel only. So just grab any stitch over here and join with the slip stitch. Okay, now I'm going to slip stitch in the next side here, slip stitch to join. Okay, chain 1. Now we are going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now you can go in the back hump and work, or you can just grab one loop of the chain and work. Okay, so I'm just going to grab one loop of the stitch and make single crochet all the way till I reach the end. Okay, okay, so here I have finished. This is my last single crochet dip. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go this other side and go from inside here. Okay, and just try to slip stitch to join. Okay, chain 1 and just snip the yarn, pull it out, cinch it tight. Okay, and we have a strap. Now this opening which is there, you can use this tail and just weave it in. Okay, so you can close that part. Okay, now we can just weave in here. Yeah, and this way, and it is closed. Okay, and now just weave your tails in. Okay, so here is the strap. You can make it bigger if you want. If you feel 130 is too small for you, you can go for 150 or 200 for adult size. Okay, now the last remaining thing is the button, okay, or the cherry for our cupcake. So this is the button here I'm going to use. Okay, and this is it going to go in the loop in this way. Isn't it cute? So I'm going to grab my sewing thread and needle. Okay, you can use whichever you want, and just going to sew it over here. And this way, just make sure where I need. And then we can just try it out here. And isn't it cute? Right? Isn't it beautiful and cute, right? So here is our cupcake purse. So I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for being with me watching this video, and I hope you support me. So I hope you enjoyed and liked it. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye, friends.